Let's really start at the beginning. How do we manifest our reality? How are we creating our reality? We have to go back to the idea that thoughts are powerful. Thoughts are things. We, as human beings, are energy. That's all we're made up of. And what we put in is what we get out.
Overleap again, and you think, "Oh no, why is this now going back again for the old, same old, same old?" It's because the programming is always there to keep you in the old, because no one can say that they are deprogrammed, because we are fully programmed.
Welcome everybody, and thanks for tuning in today to the Reality Practice live Q&A with Liliana, Cruz, and myself, Joey Kramer. Today's topic will be manifesting and everything about manifesting. We're going to dive in deep. Anybody that wants to ask questions and learn some tips, some techniques, some tricks about manifesting, we are here to provide answers. We'll share some stories. We will kind of go into basics and fundamentals of manifesting and creating reality. There's a whole lot wrapped up with this topic, so therefore we've got enough content to keep the entire hour going. So let's first welcome the lovely Liliana to the show as our co-host today.
Hi everyone, I'm manifesting from bed that I was going to be well for the podcast.
She's
As
gonna
every-
she's gonna try and hang in there today. She's hurting a little bit. Apparently the energies are coming in strong, right?
Yes, it's every single time the full moon hits me, like, I'm gonna be called Leah from the moon now. That's it, that's my new name. Or Leah of the moon. Yeah, I'm very excited about this, because today I couldn't function, and I had to manifest big time with chanting and mantras and all sorts to just be able to open my eyes, because when I'm like this, I can't even open my eyes. It's just like everything is so heavy on me. I really feel it, like my body is not too strong to sustain the earthly realm at the moment. So shifting every single month to receive some monster energy. Yeah, I'm so excited about this, because we spoke about this, Joey, about the manifesting and how powerful it is into our lives, that I have actually manifested so many things that happened to me. And I was reading my little booklet here that I put some stuff, some real content, the purest of the purest. And I was reading this yesterday. I was writing down more stuff, and some of the things already happened, like that I manifested in October and in June. And it's so amazing to see how, first of all, writing down how everything comes to pass. Some people say next day, some people take years, some people take months, but depends on what we write down. I mean, some of the things for me in here are mind blowing, because it's got everything to do with relationships, business, personal mindset, and a lot of them came to pass already. So, what do you make of it? Writing down your manifestations, your goals. What do you make of it, Joey?
Yeah, I mean that's all part of the manifesting process. It's we each have this ability to create that we talk about all the time. And the idea is we have to create consciously versus subconsciously, which is what's happening 95% of the time. Our subconscious mind is taking over and controlling the wheel. So therefore, we have to journal, we have to write down, we have to imagine, we have to consciously create that reality, like you speak of, from business, finances, to love life, to finding clarity in your life, to personal growth and development. These are all aspects of our reality that we do have control of. We just most people haven't come awakened to the power that we possess, that we are in control of everything. Whether we want to believe it or not, everybody is in control of, one, their thoughts, and the way they react to those thoughts. That is, in essence, what is creating our reality, whether we want to believe it or not. That is how reality is created, right?
Yeah. It's so easy when we create something and you see it happen, and then you kind of go in a mood, because it happens to me so many times. You go in a mood like, yes, 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 work, and if you kind of relapse a little bit and you stop manifesting, you stop meditating, you stop doing the things that you're supposed to do, and everything goes overleap again, and you think, oh no, why is this now going back again for the old same old same old? It's because the programming is always there to keep you in the old, because no one can say that they are deprogrammed, because we are fully programmed. We cannot just unplug it. Hey, I'm free. We are fully programmed. We cannot get out of it. We have to keep staying in the deprogramming ourselves. So if we want to manifest, if we want to create something, it's so hard. I tell you guys, it's so hard when you think everything is going right, and then your old programs keeps coming in. I'm sure you agree with this, Joey. And then you work so hard to make sure that you're not going to be programmed, and you're not going to go back to your old belief system. And I find this absolutely amazing, because especially when we a bad day, or if you have something that doesn't go right to your way again, we are relapsing big time. And sometimes you think, why is this now, if I can manifest so fast? But I've explained in other episodes how fast I manifest for other people, and I was not getting things done for me as fast pace. But now I can see a little bit of acceleration for me, since especially this October, that I wrote down some huge personal goals for my highest good. Remember all your manifestation, guys. Sometimes some of us are not ready just for the abundance of the monetary field. Sometimes we have to clear everything that it is on our way before we can manifest the monetary field, because there are blockages on our way that not allow us to manifest for us as much as we want, or as the quantities that we want, or the things that we want. And I've become to know, if I personally experienced this, I had to clean a lot of blockages in my way in order to manifest. I mean, just giving the idea how fast is manifesting for me these days, I had a worry, and this is what I want to talk about, a worry over something very recently. And I spoke to, well, I didn't speak, I actually put it down in my pillow, and I put it under my pillow, and I've done the whole process of manifesting to stay out of the worry, and this will come up for me. And out of the blue, just in a conversation, this just came up for me. I'm not going to say what it is, but it's kind of a sum that I needed. And I was like, wow, it's just like that. Because I had to stop worrying. It's so difficult when we are in the process of manifesting. You put yourself in a worry state, and that worry is going to create more of worry, more of lack, more of everything, more of desperation. Sometimes things that we need it now, and we don't know how to get him now. And I've tried everything. I would try like the candles, switch off all the energy, the electricity, chanting, you name it. And I was like, it's not working. Why? And I spoke to the universe. I was like outside, and I was like, so why is this is not happening? I've done everything you asked me to do, because everything comes in your inner consciousness, so you know what to do. And why is this not for me? Why am I doing it? And then just talking to somebody, this came up, and I was like, wow. So you have to ask, stop worrying, write down, put it under your pillow, whatever you do, but you have to ask as well. Just ask with conviction, then it's going to come up. What do you make of it, Joey?
Yeah. Time is definitely a factor, even though it doesn't exist in in our reality, other than the perception of it. But yeah, a lot of us try to manifest things and hope that they come on our timeline, as opposed to the universe's timeline. And the universe's timeline is the timeline when you are ready to receive that.
Yeah.
When you are ready to make that transformation, ready to make that leap, that is when it will come to you. It doesn't come when you want it to come,
Yeah.
and there's a bunch of different principles involved with manifesting. I thought maybe I'd go over, kind of start from the beginning on how the process of it actually works, so that we can then start to break it down and look at the different aspects of it and how we are creating our reality. Real quick, let's say hi. We got Diana watching. We got Eric Juarez. He's out there. Thanks for tuning in, guys. If you've got questions as we go along today, anything pops up that you want to ask, be sure to put it in the comment box over there. And Liliana and me will answer them as best we can. So we have to look at the idea of how we are consciously creating and mostly subconsciously creating this reality. First, everybody has something happen, either exterior or interior. We have something happen to us, and that causes us to have thoughts. Those thoughts then go back to memories, certain memories that were implanted and programmed into our mind at some point in time. Could have been yesterday, could have been 2 years of age. Those memories are the programming that cause us to have emotions. The emotions are key in actually creating reality, because the emotions are what bring that imagination, that thought to life. So you have to use the combination of your emotions and your imagination, working with them together. And then in order to have them play themselves out, one, you have to have belief. You have to have faith. You have to let go and let God, in a sense. So by believing, knowing, seeing the end, feeling the end, being in the end result, living in that state, whether you're there or not, you are consciously creating those new programs within you. And when you tie them to emotions, they cling on and lock on to you so much harder, so much faster. So the idea is time in manifesting. We can definitely speed up our manifestations. We can definitely speed up our creations simply by adding one emotion. And you brought up another critical factor: manifesting for others, manifesting with emotion for others, for what you would like to see happen. We can't as easily manifest for ourselves something that is in service to self or self-serving in nature. But what we can do is we can create a reality for others, a dream, a vision, a wish for others, out of love, out of wanting to see them succeed, wanting to see them happy, whatever it is. When we create for others, it comes back tenfold onto us. So if you want more money, don't imagine yourself necessarily having large sums of money, which is fine. Imagine what you will do with the large sums of money to help your wife, your spouse, your children, your community, the world. Imagine what you can do with that money, and that will bring it and manifest it quicker towards you, because you're now using that universal love. You're now using the idea of, I'm going to manifest this not for me, not for service to self. I'm going to manifest this for people I love, people I don't even know. I'm just giving of myself to others, and I'm creating a vision of what I choose to create, what I choose to see in the world. So yes, time can be overcome by using emotions. Emotions are the most powerful thing, because we can tie them to the emotion of love. And when we're creating consciously from love, there's nothing we can't create. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, absolutely agree, because I have experience on that. As I said in previous podcast, I was manifesting faster for others because I could see the vision. So my latest one was about creating this reality about this pandemic or this thing ongoing, just to be out of here. And today it's a very funny moon, because I felt a lot of grief Don't ask me. I'm not sad, guys, by the way. It's just what I get from these energies. I felt sometimes I feel pain for other people. This time it was more grief. It was like crying for no reason to be crying. But because I've been manifesting this reality to see the world without these restrictions, these difficulties that we have in. I mean, I don't have any difficulties with this virus because I'm not compliant, 100% full non-compliant. But I know there's a lot of people are still living the fear, and the reality still exists on they have to do everything. And I see myself out of it already. I've seen myself out of it. So I kind of shift the reality, although I have great plans to go traveling and such. And I was like thinking, why if I imagine this to be over now and I can just freely travel now? Because it's something that I really want to do very soon, is just go and explore the world, because I think I had my fair share doing during the COVID, being totally isolated here on my own with nobody. So manifesting from that angle create me opportunities to create other things for me. So I see it happen. I don't exist on that reality anymore, as I said, because I manifested towards a new reality, which is also manifesting. Create a new reality for you is also manifesting. And on a personal level, things will start to unfold as you do for the collective. So yes, I do feel a lot of grief at the moment, crying for no reason, because I think there is some maybe huge changes, I don't know, coming up. But I see a lot of countries now standing up for this. Not just me doing, but even those that are still in those realities, they are now standing out for getting out of it. So this is
Right.
power manifesting, because once one manifest collectively, if we do it together, it's intensively creates more force of it. And I've seen this myself with other things in my life. I mean, my latest manifest was for personal reasons, but it was for my greatest cause, my greatest evolution. And as I said last time, I give an example to those that I haven't watched it. In October, I've manifested to be out of this relationship. That is not because I didn't love the guy, whatever. It was because it was not right for me. I was in a trap. I was in a state of lack, necessity, not having anything, not having time, not having love, even love for myself. I let myself go so much that I thought, this is not my highest good. This is not for my highest good. So in order to be happy, I have to wish happiness for this person. I have to let him go with happiness. And eventually this person found somebody, and obviously posting things everywhere on Facebook, like trying to get me jealous or so ever. But I don't feel like that. I feel like he found his way out for his greatest happiness as well, because we were not matching frequencies anymore. It's not because I didn't love or he didn't love. I don't believe for a second he didn't love. It was because our energy and frequency was so out of balance that nothing worked. It didn't
Right.
matter what we both were doing. So this is my latest, but um, I've created a sum of money in manifesting, which took me like maybe half a day. And this is pretty recent, just by because at the
Right.
end I
Well,
came.
let's kind of jump back a little bit, because you had a couple really important things I wanted to dive into, and that being the idea of the pandemic, and you're manifesting it to end, right?
Yeah,
You're wanting to travel, which, by the way, I'm traveling this weekend down to Mexico. So I'll be broadcasting live next week from the beach in Playa del Carmen for this show. So look forward to seeing everybody. But I've been imagining for the past 6 months, knowing that we were going to be traveling and leaving the country, I've been imagining and manifesting in my mind the reality where masks are no longer required. Testing is no longer required to get back in. And I have put no worry, like you said earlier. You mentioned how worry
of
can
course not.
really affect the manifesting process.
Yeah,
So I've put zero worry or zero thought into what ifs in terms of, will I have to be vaccinated? Will I have to get a test? Will I have to wear a mask? And the quicker we approach, the sooner we're approaching the time we're leaving and going on vacation, the mandates are dropping worldwide. The news is coming out, the science is coming out, the facts are coming out, and they're pushing to get rid of all of these overreaching things, all of the mandates for masks, everything. And so I'm just literally envisioning this in my mind, it being gone, and I'm watching it in real time, removing itself from my reality. So I can spend time worrying about it, or I can spend time thinking about the way I want it to be. Now, I'd like to go back to, the idea that what you're feeling right now, you're feeling, it's the moon, it's the lunar cycles, all of it. It's overwhelming. You've got this huge sense of anxiety, sadness, despair. You're feeling a lot of internal issues right now. And what I believe, from what I've heard, what's coming is in April, we are literally making the final transition and the shift into the new fourth density reality that we're all going to enter. And what's happening right now for you, for many, many, many millions across the world, we are all as a collective unleashing all of this negative energy that we've been trapped in for the last 248 years since Pluto has returned to the United States. The last time that this solar cycle with Pluto coming into view and stationing itself, the last time this happened, we were going through the American Revolution. We are in a time and an energy right now of new beginnings, of revolutions, of the world standing up and uniting to say no more. And what's happening is all of this poison, all of this toxin, all of these thoughts that have been in our minds, in our conscious collective for hundreds and thousands of years, they are now being rewritten. That code, that programming is being removed, and what's being installed is love, light, the energy's coming through. So therefore, you are experiencing exactly what you should be experiencing right now, as many people are. We have to purge ourselves of the negative that remains, that exists, so that we can make room for more positive creations. And that all, again, starts with the power of our mind, with our imagination. But again, as we grow in our power here over the coming months and the coming years, we are going to see our abilities to manifest and create come to us quicker and quicker and quicker. You're noticing it. You've definitely been able to really speed things up for you at times when you're coming from the right state of mind, when you're coming from the place of love, as have I. Over the last couple of years, I have created astonishing things, from money to businesses to success to love to unimaginable things in a lot of ways. And some of them come really fast. Some of them are still works in progress. But yes, let's get into that issue of timing, really. How do you, for people out there, actually, let's see real quick. We've got questions maybe coming in. George is on here with us. Welcome, buddy. Maybe that has something to do with maybe that has something to do with why they say Pluto is no longer considered a planet, some form of weird deception.
Probably.
That's a good statement, George. What I'm finding on my journey, what I'm finding in my process of manifesting is the idea that right or wrong, that there's a conspiracy or that there's a evil plot out there, whether it exists or not. What we're doing as a conscious collective is by labeling certain things, by labeling good, evil, right, wrong, science, not science. By labeling certain things, we're actually putting caps on everything. We're allowing us to be stuck in that energy. We're allowing us to be consumed subconsciously by that energy. And in turn, we create more of the same. So it's the way I've learned to start looking at it is through the eyes of compassion, forgiveness, and love versus justice needs to be served.
I
God
feel
will serve justice. He is the only one that gets to choose who deserves justice and who doesn't. So, I believe that I remove myself from the judgment of it. It allows the love to start coming in. So where do you think on that, Liliana?
I I feel like everything you said resonates pretty much what I'm feeling, because I always get it every full moon. Whatever happens in the cosmos, I get it on my physical. So because I'm grieving so much, I feel so every single time it's just like this grievance, this sickness. I was like burping all the time, like purging, as you said. But I feel that we are entering in another play, because until now we couldn't play. We didn't know how we were playing, by the way. So we were just like programmed with the church, school, medical, government. But now every single person is going to know this. So be ready, because I feel it deep in my bones that we are entering in a brand new play out. So whatever this is, video game, whatever this is, a hologram play, survival, whatever, we definitely are entering in a new, brand new play. It's entirely up to us who we want to be playing. I resonate with cartoons, more or less, the Maverick and all these old cartoon things. Like some children have difficulties in learning, and therefore they resonate more in reading cartoons, because they think they have these special powers. And I see myself in a way on that level, where I always had difficulty concentrate, difficulty to absorb, and for these things I don't have difficulty anymore. It was the old things I had, like reading the books and memorize the maths and memorize the tests and memorize. I couldn't do it. It was like I was average student, not the best. Actually, some subjects I was really good. Actually, languages I was very good. But what we enter now is I can play these cartoons now. I can say, because we entering this reality now. Everybody's going to enter this. It's entirely up to us how we going to play. If I want to be the fire girl or the water girl or the moon girl, whatever I want to play in my mind, I think definitely I'm going to be able to create. Therefore, creating some new play, because this play is very real now. Nobody can deny it. This play, whatever we are programmed to do, we are all going to enter into this. Every single person eventually is going to say, wow, so this is not right, this is not true, this is, oh, so what we live in. And every single person is going to become coach, and every single person has become to want to teach, because you and I and I'm nothing here. Nothing. Some people have been like this for 10, 20 years and now are very good at what they teach. Very good. And some of them have been like 20 years, but they never came out, and they are not so good because they kind of denied this knowledge to themselves. It was like, oh, I'm just going to keep it for myself because everybody else is going to think I'm crazy. And I haven't done that. I've completely gone play all in. As the coaches say, you either play all in or you out. And I, with this energy, which is the cosmic energy, I was a full player. I played it all in without any fear of judgment, no fear of criticism, no fear of people, pointing the finger at me or losing friends or losing family. I had, even today, guys, I'm going to tell you now, I lose people every day. And this saddens me so much because my content, it can be exaggerated, it can be intimidated, it can be made as fake or unreal. But I cannot deny what I know to know now. It's entirely up to me how I want to play. And what we play now, it's the cosmic energy on Earth. We are playing big time what we been denied for eons, and it's full blown play. Every single one of you will be able to understand this in a few years' time. I reckon this coming 22nd in the next spring, it's going to be a massive, something's going to happen. I don't know what it is, because I grieve all the time and I feel it within me. But because some of us are manifesting things, it doesn't matter what it is you're manifesting. It could be anything. It could be small or big. We know we are in full play. And if there's anybody here in the watching, because I can't see, I want you to try something very, very small. Just do it with the intention. I don't know if any of you are watching knows what chanting means. Chanting is very powerful. Okay, you go full on calling home. They normally I hear people calling home. I don't do it that way. I do it A-E-I-O-U because of the sequence of the letters have something to do with universal law as well. So I go as I. I let it go for a long time. I stop there now, otherwise I'm going to be here forever because I can't have the breath to go on. This is one of the most powerful ways of calling home. Because remember, this is not home. We're just borrowing time here.
Right.
So I hope this is helpful. When you chant like that, you have either your visuals in front of you or you have your, I don't know, you have your dream car or your dream home, whatever you want to call, or you want a new business or a new boyfriend, whatever. Just put that in front of you and chant and close your eyes and surrender to the unknown. Go back to the black hole. A lot of people don't tell you this, but coaches, like modern coaches, they all know the secret. They all know. Bob knew it. Tony Robbins know it. That's why they're so successful. They don't tell you the ins and outs. They tell you the little bits for you to be on the happy clapping moment. All right.
Right. They can't dive as deep as they'd like to, or the knowledge they have, because they're so mainstream. They've got to appeal to everybody. That's why we're here. That's what we're doing, diving deeper into this reality.
They need to be careful as well, because otherwise they have a name to maintain, and we don't. We don't care about the name to maintain. We're just genuine people telling genuine people as well how to do it for real. So, and we are doing with any intention of getting it from you guys. But if you want to go deep in understanding more, yes, we have packages. Yes, we can explain more deeper. But because we give so much value as it is, and it's been hidden from all of you, even from coaches, they've hidden this information for ages. And they don't tell you that you must go back to zero, to be nothing, to the nothing of the nothing, to become something. And this, when you find that out, you can do manifestation from any kind, anything.
Right. But, absolutely. Yeah. You made a big, you made an important comment there about playing all in. We are creating the version of our story where the actors in our play, everybody's the role players in this show that you're creating, and you're actually forming the reality, with every thought we put in. And that's kind of that idea of conscious. We're gaining conscious awareness of the world around us, of what we're capable of doing, and connecting to that source is absolutely key. Dr. Joe talks about it and teaches how to do it. Greg Braden, I know George Falco mentioned Greg Braden and how he talks about combining the power of the heart, emotion, and thought. And that's exactly what we're talking about here. Your thought, your imagination in coherence with the heart and the love. You are co-creating together with the universe. Remember, we're all gods playing our parts. We're all down here just having fun. We're learning certain lessons that we didn't heal from past lives, the karma we've brought in through all of our past lives. Each life sets us up with certain obstacles, certain things we must learn, and certain aspects that we have to grow from. And if we don't grow in one lifetime, we come right back and we do it again, and we do it again. And some of us have been here millions of times, hundreds of times easily, working on the same lesson because our ego gets in the way. So, it's really important to one, understand that you are the creator. You are one with God, with the universe, with spirit, and that we can, in fact, tap into that frequency. You had a good idea, a good suggestion with chanting incantations, chanting, that harmonizing frequency. When you're doing that sort of chant work, you're harmonizing that frequency to, it's a divine frequency. Certain channeling type of frequencies are the divine, frequency that we need to hit. And when we can hit those frequencies, it puts our body like a big receptor. It's bringing everything in. And when we're out of alignment, when the planets are acting up on us, when the energy isn't right, it's like a magnet repelling what we want. So the idea is, when we start to harmonize our minds, our bodies, our hearts, our thoughts with the frequency of love, the frequency of compassion, forgiveness, we start to see a world begin to create right around us. Karma, George said, karma is a very misunderstood concept, right? Yeah. We think bad things happen, if you do something, perceived as bad, then it's going to come back to you. Karma. The karma is actually created because, one, you did the bad thing that you perceived as bad, but then you in your mind subconsciously are thinking, I did something wrong, I did something bad, I sinned, whatever. So subconsciously in our minds, we create that reality, and then karma comes back and slaps us in the face. So we think. But karma, that's not really how karma works. The idea of karma is we're living past lives. We're bringing all that energy of past lives, of thousands of millennia that are in us. Like you said, this isn't our home. This is only the place we're at right now in order to experience the physical world and experience the bad and the pain, because that pain, that fear, is really what propels us at light speed towards creating the manifestation. We are the universe. Each one of us is creating our own version of the universe.
And that's why. Yeah, sorry to interrupt you. Yeah, you're quite right. And that's why I see so many of us. I mean, I used to do that as well. Like, for example, I've done a few things, like I've counted them today, like 4 times. And I was like, why didn't I learn the first time? I keep repeating myself. It was like I'm projecting this on another person. It was actually not the other person. It was my own karma that I came to live and experience. So now that I learned the lesson really well, and instead of blaming the other, because it's so easy, guys, to blame the other. It's so easy. We just say, oh, but he made me that and she made me this. And really, is it that true? No, it's not. That is us. That is us. We have this within us, and that's why we attract this for us. And until we not learn how to deal with it and to overcome these obstacles, we can't progress. And this is why I had so many stumbling blocks. I had peaks of high, peaks of low, peaks of happiness, peaks of sadness. And it's entirely up to me how I'm going to try my life now. Because do I want to commit the same things? Do I want to attract the same things? Hell no, I don't want them. No more. So I'm going to start to create from the space of no more tears, no more sadness, no more restrictions, no more, because I can control that. People say it's impossible. It's not impossible. It's difficult because the programming that is there, because I cannot deprogram. But in the brain, parts of it are programmed, yes, but part of it is our control. So that's why we got the physical. The physical is to deprogram. So I say to myself, now I would not want to go back there. I mean, every full moon I get ill, and I said today, how long am I going to have this until I purge for everything that I had? Because I'm still having issues. Otherwise, I won't be here. I will have like monsters of energy every single day, but my energy goes in peaks, up and down, up and down, up and down. Why? Because of that. It needs to go. Every single thing needs to go until I start to create from the space of fortune and abundance and all this happiness, because it's not just going to be for me. Everything I will do is going to touch the lives of many. And this is why I need to make sure that I'm not going to repeat these mistakes, because if I do repeat them, I haven't learned anything and I will have to come back. And hell no, I don't want to come back. I want to be who I am, who I remember to be now, because it's so difficult to come back with the veil. But I don't think the next stage is going to be that. Anyway, this is how I
No,
feel.
no,
No,
it's not going to be that. We're
no,
transitioning into the new earth.
yeah,
All of the karma, all of that negative past life energies are being removed. It's kind of like we're getting a free pass
yeah,
because we literally have been in such a state of shit,
yeah,
such a state of fear that
yeah,
we've been living in because of the illusion, because of the perception of this reality. We've been living this way for hundreds of lifetimes, and it's built and it's built and it's built, and we're finally at the point where we have to move forward. It's time to enter the new dimension, the new density,
yeah,
and that we're clearing all of that past bullshit, all of the things we thought we did wrong. And I believe a lot of how we're doing that is in our raising of our conscious, the collective, for sure. It has to come from the collective, but each one of us is so powerful, and we're raising our own individual levels of consciousness, and we're coming into the realization that we are the Christ within, that
mhm,
we are the creator, and there is no longer any need to fear, to worry, to stress, to be concerned with things that are outside of your control. The only thing, the most important thing we have to control is our mind and our thoughts. Again, it goes back to, this is how we create our reality. This is how you manifest. And it all starts in the conscious mind, which then starts creating unconsciously for us. So mindset is huge. That it's the most important thing, I would say. There's so many aspects of manifesting, but mindset, wouldn't you agree, is the most important aspect that has to start. The healing is so important, but we
yeah,
can't heal and we can't begin to correct the wrongs until we start to recognize the power of our mind, and we start to actually reprogram our mind with the positive thoughts and the positive imagery that we choose to see.
yeah. I see quite a large percentage of people still not in this reality. I don't know how these people are going to transition, because the past 2 years was I mean, we could see, everybody could see how massive changes were in the world with everything. COVID didn't come to shake just another pandemic, came to shake the human consciences, but there's a lot of people can't see that, and therefore they still repeating themselves. They still, if something disrupts, they will, instead of calming down and understand what lessons they will learn, they go and try to prove something to somebody else. And I see this a lot, especially with relationships. Like, you finish with somebody and you want to prove the other person, oh, I can do better than you, and I'm going to have somebody now by my side. There's no learning there. There's still old past belief systems. There's still no understanding how everything just changed, to allow yourself to grieve, to be you, to get moving your old self to the new self. And I see this in a lot of things, work, anything, you can name it, but people still need proving to each other. They haven't learned much with what we had for the past 2 years, and therefore they still program to become competitive. To, I don't know how to say it. Competition is good sometimes, obviously, because it drives us to a better cause on ourselves, but they still like kind of repeating the same things by trying to prove something to themselves. That's what I was looking for. Forgive me, guys, because I've got a terrible thingy around me, which is absolutely nightmare at the moment. But they kind of want to prove something to themselves, instead of, hold on, stop. What have I learned with this? What work do I have to do for myself now in order to attract better for me? They think like substitution, it's the better. Nothing like as a substitution, is going to come from better place, because you kind of it's like the placebo effect. You kind of take a pill to make sure your headache is going. It's so easy for me to take pills today, and all my friends say, "Why don't you take a pill?" And I said, "Because I don't. I just don't take pills. They don't do anything. It's just a placebo effect. I rather rest, because my body was not made to go along with everything that happened to it. It was to acknowledge that every event has a cause and consequence. So if I go against it, I probably will be worse. If I rest, tomorrow I'll be fine." This is how I see. And instead of us learning with these things, with relationships, with work, we kind of prove something to somebody. Oh, okay, I'm going to take the pill because, oh, no, I'm going to put myself in another relationship because I want to prove you wrong and I can't do this. Sometimes it's not about proving, it's about being. Just being in the known, in the now, and understand that everything has a consequence, a cause and consequences. So if you don't learn, it's more likely that you're going to repeat. How many times? Only you know, until you understand that is for your highest good. I've repeated some things, some patterns in my life so many times, and now I'll give an example. The relationship is a good one because it's kind of recent and it's still there, still playing out. But it was my choice. Why? Because I understood my role. I understood I came to these people's lives for a learning, not just for teaching them, but for my own growth, my own learning. Did I learn anything with these things? Yes, oh yes. I did learn so much that now I can take my time, and whoever is mine for the universe, or whether is a twin soul or whatever, whoever he is, the universe is prepared me for my highest, because I will know for sure that I have no hurry, no rush, no time to prove anything to nobody, because I'm just being me, understanding my lessons and learning. And this is the most powerful way of manifesting, because I am not from the place of lack. Oh, I need a man. Oh, no. The universe knows what I need now. The universe knows what I want, because I was the one who created this reality in the first place for my highest good. This is one of the examples. I could talk about work, I could talk about, anything. But because this is recent for me, I know that instead of suffering, because it's so easy to go and say, but I love that person, but it was not right for me. You can't suffer for something that you know was not right for you. So I think people mistake this love thing by needing. A lot of people need each other. And this is where we go wrong with our manifesting. We need stuff. This is just a prime example. I'm talking about my own experience. We need a lot of things. So we manifest from a place of need. Do we get it right? Of course not. Do we get it at all? No. And if we get it, what's going to happen? It's not going to go any good. I tell you right now, you can need £2,000 to pay something, but if it's not the right time, if they're not for the right thing, the universe is not going to give it to you because it's not for the right thing. And it's the same with your relationship. You can need somebody by your side, but if it's not for your highest good, when you learn your lesson, understand, when you know your journey, when you know, the universe will deliver, because you're not longer in a place of lack. It's not what you need anymore. It's what is best for you. Everything in a place of need, it's lack. And it's not going to happen good for us. And I know this because I'm struggling, I'm suffering for this loss, but I created this reality for my highest good. So now I put myself in the suffering and loss and the lack no longer, because it manifested real fast. So that's good. All right. If it manifests real fast, that means that you put it out there with a clear intention, and you knew you were going to get the result because you were ready for it. This is the first. The second, it manifested real fast because it was for my highest good. And my highest good was not to maintain this frequency. I stepped it out by my own choice. And the third, the deliverance, it's up to the universe. It could be tomorrow, week, months, and another year or 2 or 5, or probably I will never meet somebody because I was not probably made to come here to hold the light with somebody until the end. The universe knows it. And I'm telling you right now, because people say, oh, but why she doesn't have a partner? It's not because some of us choose to be single, and some of us, the universe created something major for us. Maybe it's not here. Maybe we experience everything already. Maybe I had experienced everything already. Maybe I learned everything already. So I hope this is useful for someone who's manifesting. I'm saying relationships. It could be because the power of love is the most beautiful and I think desirable thing for any human being. Love moves everything, and after love, money moves everything. I think I'm right. I'm not sure if I'm right,
Well,
but
you hit on another important aspect is the idea of suffering and of lack. When we truly believe and have the faith and understand that we are part of the Creator, that we came here to experience
yeah,
beauty and joy, but we also came here to experience the suffering
yeah,
and the fear, because
but
they're all important lessons to be learned.
yeah,
But the idea of it all is we didn't come here as conscious creators to create anything. Why in the world would we choose to create suffering? Why would we choose to create fear and lack? We can have anything we want. We can create anything we want. And that's our divine right. That's what, God doesn't put us here to punish us. God
no,
put us here. We chose to come here because of the gifts that we actually possess, the abilities that are within each of us that we're awakening to, so it's really getting past the concept of the illusion we've been living in, the paradigm, the polarity, the difference of the duality of left and right, good and bad. It's becoming more one with the central, center of everything, and not being too far left, too far right, because that illusion of duality is what is causing the struggle with most people. And the negative has such a huge power over us when it comes to manipulation and mind, thoughts and controls. So the more we consciously remove that negative, the less suffering we will in turn have, the
it's
less
the
lack we will create, because it's no longer coming from a place of lack or fear or pain. It's coming from a place, replace that with love and love for self. Be compassionate and forgive yourself. We
yeah,
don't know how this all works. We're just now being told through higher powers, through higher self. They're finally reaching out to us because our consciousness has risen. We can now start to tune in to the word, to the truth, to the information that's coming to us all at this point. And when we start to really believe and know that this is truth, that's when the manifesting starts to really become your reality. When we are the magicians, we are the sorcerers and sorceresses of our reality. It's just a matter of learning how to use the spells, how to use the incantations that we put into our minds to make magic become real. It's just science today is just the preferred and accepted form of magic at this point in time. In 10 years from now, in 100 years from now, in 1,000 years from now, the things we will know that seem mystical and magic will be common day every day. Well, duh, that's how that works. Duh, that's how this works. So yeah, it's the idea of suffering and lack that you speak of. We have to experience it to feel it. We
acknowledge
have to know what we don't. That way we know what we don't want, right?
the want, yeah, but we have to acknowledge, accept it, let it go, and be faithful that it's for the highest of the highest. And in my case, I have no question, no doubt that everything in my life, because I look back on everything was timed perfect. Even though I think, many women like me could say, wow, I'm gonna be 48, single, whatever. Everything is time perfect. What is 48 years of age with if the Lord allowed me to live until 100? That means like I've got another 50 years. And it doesn't mean like I'm gonna go old or wrinkle or anything. It's gonna made me lack more. I truly believe that I will get younger. There's so much technology today, so many things that can make us feel younger if I want. I decided not to do any cosmetics or any surgical, but if it comes to that, to make me, if I feel like I have to go to live until 100, why not? I haven't even started living yet. This is how I see it now. Instead of saying, oh, but I'm 49, I'm old. No, you're going to start your best life now that you understood and you learn all your lessons and you let it go, all of it with light and love. And everything that I've released in my life, honestly, guys, every single thing that I released, and there was things that I released with so much love. One of them with my brother that I used to look after for many years. They have to go with light and love for my highest good, because looking after one person is not making me any better. Because what I do now, I do more because I can impact the lives of many more, instead of impact the life of one. So if we look at the collective and looking at my brother is only an experience like me on this earth. He's really well now. He's in a place that is very warm and he's very comfortable. So I've done the right thing. If we look in the all aspects of our lives and we think, oh, I haven't done this because, yes, it was the lesson and the blessing that's going to come by faith. And for me, my doors are all about to open with no question.
Absolutely. The doors are getting ready to open for all of us. And the more of us, as we continue to shift, as we continue to understand the power that we harness, that we hold within us, we really will start to see quickly the things we desire start to manifest, the evils we perceive, the things that no longer serve us are going to start working their way out in whichever way that means they have to happen. It can be through major political, world events. It can be through our own internal thoughts and our own biology. But the idea is these energies are removing themselves. They're opening doors to allow us to start consciously creating the reality we choose and we want to live in. It is in our control. That's the question I always ask at the end. I said, what reality are you choosing to create today? Because it is a choice, right?
Yeah. I wanted to all to you don't know my life, but I want to leave you with something very reassuring. Because when I was younger, I used to dream about certain thing. I'm not gonna say what it is because otherwise I'm gonna give it away what I'm doing next. And then I see no means of doing, because my mom was poor. I had no ways of manifesting this into my life, although I was very good at it. Excuse me. And there's of late an opportunity just risen, and I was like, wow. And I was like, thank you, universe. You do know me. You do know me, because all those dreams that I had when I was a little girl, they're just about to manifest into reality. And you just don't know when it's going to happen for you. And I thought, I'm 49. It's all lost. I never done anything that I wanted to do because I was good at that. But I've done other things because I had to survive. And as soon as I shift my mind, as soon as I shift my realities, it doesn't matter. This is for you guys that are listening. It doesn't matter what your best thing, it will come up in your life to do it. Whatever you're good at, whatever you're best at, whatever your dreams were when you're little, and you say, oh, I didn't do my dreams, because once you step into this reality, which is the knowledge or wisdom, call it what you like, then the universe will start to manifest for you in ways that you can't comprehend. And this is my testimony I want to leave with you today, because I know 100% everything out of my life is because I'm about to create. And is that happens.
Very well said and very well timed, because we're coming up to about a minute left in the show. So that was a perfect, closing from you on that, Liliana. I want to definitely make a shout out to Mary Goebel for tuning in, George Falco, Sean DeRocher,
Sean, hello.
Steve Pierce, Diana Fernandez, Eric Juarez. Those are just some of the few that checked in that have been watching. So Liliana and I so much appreciate you guys tuning in. we will continue to do these each and every week, same time, same day. Next week, I'll be coming live from the beach. So that's going to be a fun show. We'll probably do another poll, kind of see, looks like, as of the poll yesterday, the number 2, tied for number 2 would be the science of the quantum realm, and the power of faith and belief. Those are kind of the next topics that we can really dive into, unless somebody has something else they want to talk about, want us to share what we've learned. But what I can tell you guys is you don't want to miss these episodes. We are here to give you the information we have learned, the experiences we have come from, and we know these work because we've lived our lives and they've played themselves out in them. So one other thing, make sure to stay tuned and follow what's coming out from Reality Practice with Liliana, with me. I've got so much exciting things and news that'll be coming out here over the course of next month. I've got some partnerships that we're bringing in, and we are going to be launching a whole new reality practice. And we're going to have so many different shows that you can tune into on everything you can imagine. We're going to have different guests, different hosts. It's going to be amazing. It'll be a one-stop shop to create the reality you desire. So that's coming up over the course of the next month or so. I'll be posting more about it. Again, Liliana, thanks for bearing with us today. I know you're not feeling top of your game, but you did amazing as always. And you're always so beautiful. Your light shines on us.
As you see me, you are. I always say that to people. Thank you so much for being here with me. Thank you.
You got it. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to add some comments, like this, share it if it resonated, subscribe, join the Reality Practice private group if you haven't already. And until next time, guys, what reality are you choosing to create today? Bye.